Listening test instructions. The listening test is about 50 minutes. There are 6 parts in listening test. You will have about 6 minutes to listen to each passage and answer the questions. The passage will be played once. Practice question. There is one practice question. Listen to a short conversation. The passage will be played once. Then, listen to the question and choose the best answer.
Hey, you look concerned. What's on your mind?
The final exam. I am not fully prepared yet.
Don't worry too much. You still have 3 days.
Yeah, but 3 days will fly past in a wink.
Well, you still have time to cram things in your brain anyway.
Why is the man looked worried?
Listening test part 1. You will hear a conversation in 3 sections. You will hear each section only once. After each section, you will hear 2 or 3 questions. You will hear the questions only once. Choose the best answer to each question.
Listen to the conversation. You will hear the conversation only once. It is about 1 to 1.5 minutes long.
Raymond, have you had a chance to look at the catering proposals for the company event? We need to choose a vendor by tomorrow.
I skimmed through them earlier. There are 3 options, but each one has something a bit complicated about it.
Exactly. The first one is affordable, but their menu is pretty limited.
Right, and the second vendor has a great selection, but their delivery fee is almost double the others.
The third vendor looks good overall, but they require confirmation at least 10 days in advance. And we only have 8.
Yeah, that's what worries me. Even if we really like them, we might not meet their deadline.
Maybe we should contact them and ask if they can make an exception. Sometimes companies are flexible if the order is large enough.
True, and our event has more than 80 attendees, so it might be worth asking.
If they say no, then I guess the second vendor is our best option. It's pricier, but at least they meet all our requirements.
Yeah, and people always appreciate having more food choices.
I'll call the third vendor now and see if they're willing to bend the rules a bit.
Perfect. Once you have an answer, we can finalize the decision.
Question 1. What are Cindy and Raymond trying to choose? Question 2. Why is the third vendor difficult to use? Question 3. What does Cindy decide to do?
You will hear the second section of the conversation shortly.
Cindy, I just met with our manager, and she wants us to shift our priorities this week. The product documentation needs to be updated urgently.
Oh no, I was planning to finish the financial report by Thursday. Did she say why the documentation suddenly became urgent?
Apparently, the client found several outdated sections during their review, and they want corrections before their internal meeting on Friday.
That's tight. The documentation is pretty long, and some parts haven't been touched in months.
Exactly. We'll need to divide the sections between us. I can take the technical overview and user instructions.
Good. I'll handle the troubleshooting guide and the FAQs. They're usually the most time-consuming.
Also, the manager said that if we can't finish the financial report this week, she's okay with pushing it to early next week.
That's a relief. I'll still try to make progress, but documentation should come first.
Agreed. How about we do a quick check-in tomorrow morning to see if either of us is falling behind?
Sounds good. And if we get stuck, I can reach out to the support team. They handled some of the original content.
Perfect. Let's aim to finish the updates by Thursday so we have time to proofread everything.
Yes, we definitely can't afford mistakes this time.
Question 4. Why did their manager change their priorities? Question 5. What task will now be delayed? Question 6. What plan do they make to stay on track?
You will hear the third section of the conversation shortly.
Raymond, I'm thinking about taking a short trip this weekend. But hotel prices suddenly jumped. I don't know if it's worth going now.
Really? Where were you planning to go?
Just a small town about 2 hours away. I checked last week and rooms were around $100. Now they're almost double.
That usually happens when there's a festival or some kind of local event.
I looked it up, and apparently there's a food festival happening on Saturday. That explains the prices.
Yeah, that would do it. Are you still interested in going?
Maybe. The festival sounds fun, but I don't want to pay too much for a last-minute hotel.
Question 7. Why did hotel prices increase? Question 8. How does Cindy feel about going now?
Listening Test Task 2. You will hear a conversation followed by 5 questions. Listen to each question. You will hear the question only once. Choose the best answer to each question. Listen to the conversation. You will hear the conversation only once. It is about 1.5 to 2 minutes long.
Bill, did you see the email about the travel budget revisions? It popped into my inbox during the meeting.
I skimmed it on my phone. Something about reallocating funds because 2 teams overspent last quarter, right?
Yeah, and apparently our department got its travel budget cut by nearly 30%. That complicates my trip next month.
Which trip? The conference in Vancouver?
No, the training workshop in Ottawa. The Vancouver conference is in June. Ottawa is the one that needs approval this week.
Ah, right. Did management give any alternatives?
Sort of. They said we should explore virtual participation where feasible, which sounds like a polite way of saying no more flights.
Virtual might work for some events, but that workshop you're attending is mostly hands-on, isn't it?
Exactly. Half the value is in the in-person exercises. I'm not sure a virtual option would offer the same certifications either.
What about sharing travel costs with another department? I remember finance doing that last year.
I asked, but they already used their discretionary funds on equipment upgrades.
Figures. Nothing's ever simple around here.
At this point, the only option is getting special approval from Raj. But he's being extremely cautious since the overspending audit.
Yeah, he denied my request for a short trip last month, and that was only a day and a half.
I might still try. The Ottawa workshop ties directly into next quarter's rollout, and skipping it could slow the whole team down.
Then definitely talk to him. If you explain how it impacts the rollout, he might reconsider.
I hope so. Otherwise I'll be stuck attending the virtual version from my kitchen table.
Hey, at least you won't have to deal with airport security.
True, but I'd rather deal with that than miss important training.
Fair enough. Good luck. Let me know how it goes.
Question 1. Which upcoming trip requires approval this week? Question 2. Why is virtual attendance not ideal for Lisa's workshop? Question 3. Why can't Lisa share travel costs with another department? Question 4. Why might Raj deny her travel request? Question 5. What is Bill's personal experience with travel approval?
Listening Test Task 3. You will hear a conversation followed by 6 questions. Listen to each question. You will hear the question only once. Choose the best answer to each question. Listen to the conversation. You will hear the conversation only once. It is about 2 to 2.5 minutes long.
Hey Tom, do you have a minute? The software migration plan just went out.
Yes, I saw it. They want the switch over next Monday morning, during business hours.
Monday? That's later than we agreed. Many team members still haven't finished the training modules.
Exactly. I don't think everyone will be ready. We risk errors and delays.
Plus, that's right in the middle of the billing cycle. If anything breaks, we might miss invoicing deadlines.
So what's the alternative? Delay the migration or do it after hours?
I suggest we propose a phased rollout. Migrate half the users Monday. Let them test, then migrate the rest Wednesday.
That could work. It gives us time to catch bugs before we impact the whole team.
Also, we should notify the support team and assign 2 people on call, Vicky and Raj, just in case anything crashes.
Agreed, and maybe run a quick dry run Friday afternoon, using test data only. That way we know at least the core functions hold up.
Good. I'll draft an email to leadership, propose the phased plan with contingency coverage and a dry run.
And I'll update the project schedule and alert affected users about possible downtime.
Do you think we should ask for an extra day buffer? Maybe keep Tuesday morning as fallback.
Yes, better safe than sorry. I'll include that in the timeline.
Great. Let's meet Monday morning after migration to review whether everything went smoothly.
Sounds like a solid plan. Thanks, Amanda.
Question 1. What is Amanda's main concern about the scheduled migration on Monday? Question 2. Why does the timing of the migration pose additional risk? Question 3. What solution does Amanda propose to reduce risk? Question 4. Why does Tom agree with the phased rollout? Question 5. What additional preparation do they discuss for preventing major issues? Question 6. What will Amanda and Tom do after the migration?
Listening Test Task 4. You will hear a news item once. It is about 1.5 minutes long. Then 5 questions will appear. Choose the best way to complete each statement from the drop-down menu. Listen to the following news item. You will hear the news item only once. It is about 1.5 minutes long. Transportation officials, urban planners, and environmental analysts from nearly 100 countries met this week in Barcelona for the International Transportation Forum, where they discussed strategies to reduce emissions from the global transportation sector. According to a newly released report, transportation accounts for nearly 1/4 of all energy-related greenhouse gas emissions, with road vehicles being the largest contributors. Speakers emphasized that although electric vehicles have become more accessible in recent years, Many regions lack the necessary charging infrastructure to support large-scale adoption. Several nations showcased pilot programs involving hydrogen-powered buses, expanded cycling networks, and digitally coordinated public transit systems designed to reduce congestion. A major point of discussion was the economic disparity between high-income and low-income countries. Delegates from developing regions noted that while they wish to transition to cleaner mobility options, the financial burden of upgrading fleets, building new infrastructure, and training workers remains significant. They urged wealthier countries and international banks to provide technical expertise and long-term financing. Another concern raised at the forum involved mineral supply chains, particularly for lithium and cobalt, which are essential for modern battery production. Analysts warned that without responsible sourcing and recycling systems, the rapid expansion of electric mobility could create new environmental and ethical challenges. The conference concluded with a voluntary action framework encouraging countries to implement low-emission transportation policies, expand research partnerships, and report progress annually. While the framework stops short of mandating specific emission targets, attendees viewed it as an important step toward greater global coordination. Listening Test Task 5. You will listen to a 2 minutes video. Then 8 questions appear. Choose the best way to answer each question.
Did you both hear that the company is planning to revamp our internal training program next month?
Yes, I read the memo. They want to introduce shorter training modules and add interactive scenarios instead of long presentations.
That sounds interesting, but I'm curious how they'll fit training into our already busy schedules. We barely manage deadlines as it is.
According to the memo, most of the modules will be self-paced, so we can complete them whenever we have gaps in our workload.
Self-paced is nice, but it also means people might postpone the training and rush at the last minute.
Exactly. And if everyone delays it, the quality of the training might suffer.
They did mention that managers will track progress weekly to make sure no one falls behind.
That could help. And the interactive scenarios might make the sessions more engaging. I get sleepy halfway through the long presentations.
Same here. If the new format keeps people more involved, it could actually make the training more effective.
Another change is that they're adding skill-specific modules. So instead of everyone learning everything, the training adjusts based on our roles.
That's great. No more sitting through irrelevant content for an hour.
Yes, targeted training would be a big improvement. It saves time and feels more useful.
They're also introducing short assessments after each module, just to make sure we understand the content.
I don't mind that, as long as the assessments aren't too difficult or time-consuming.
Agreed. Simple checks are fine, but no one wants a full exam every week.
Overall, I think the revamp could be helpful. We've been using the same training structure for years.
True. A refresh might boost engagement and help new employees learn faster.
As long as workloads are manageable and deadlines don't stack up, I'm willing to give the new system a try.
Listening Test Task 6. You will hear a report once. It is about 3 minutes long. Then 6 questions will appear. Choose the best way to answer each question from the drop-down menu. Listen to the following report. You will hear the report only once. It is about 3 minutes long. Hello everyone, and welcome to today's briefing. Our topic is the rise of remote work and how it's reshaping modern cities. Over the past decade, but especially in recent years, the number of people working from home has increased dramatically. This shift has brought significant changes to urban economies, transportation systems, and even housing patterns. One major impact is on commuting. With fewer people traveling to offices every day, traffic congestion in many cities has eased. Public transit systems, however, have seen a decline in ridership. While this reduces crowding during peak hours, it also means lower revenue for transit agencies, making it harder for them to maintain service levels. Remote work is also influencing the commercial real estate market. Many businesses no longer require large office spaces, leading to increased vacancy rates in downtown areas. Some cities are exploring new ways to use these empty buildings, such as converting them into housing or community spaces, to prevent downtown districts from becoming deserted. For workers, remote work offers flexibility. People can arrange their schedules more freely, reducing stress and improving work-life balance. Yet, it also introduces challenges. Not everyone has a quiet or suitable space at home. Some workers struggle with isolation, missing the social interaction of an office environment. Companies are trying to balance these factors by offering hybrid options, where employees can split time between home and office. Another important consideration is technology access. Remote work depends heavily on reliable high-speed internet. In many places, especially rural or low-income urban areas, internet service remains unreliable or unaffordable. This digital divide can limit who can take advantage of remote work opportunities, creating inequalities in the workforce. Cities are now rethinking long-term planning. With reduced demand for daily commuting, some are redesigning streets to support more biking and walking. Others are investing in digital infrastructure to support online work and learning. The challenge is to adapt in a way that supports both economic growth and community well-being. In summary, remote work is transforming cities in ways that affect transportation, real estate, technology access, and quality of life. While the shift offers many benefits, cities must plan thoughtfully to ensure that all residents can share in those advantages. Thank you for listening.